culture here on YouTube, and sometimes I have ideas. Sometimes those ideas aren't the best, but
Sometimes.
I read a caption for a movie, and I didn't watch a trailer or anything. I just thought, oh, that sounds interesting, and the movie didn't turn out anything like what I thought it was going to be. I thought we were watching a caper movie when really it turned out to be like if Quentin Tarantino directed a B movie set in a dystopian future with no artful direction and
Bad
even more
acting and
insane twists and no cohesive uh, flashback storytelling in it. So,
not one big name. He's always and Quentin, regardless of what Quentin does, every movie has that one big name that's in it.
hmm
There wasn't that. There wasn't. Yeah, okay, before I get into my hatred, because the movie itself sucked. I'm
oh,
just
come on, it didn't suck.
no, it sucked.
Okay.
The story was hard to follow. It was really kind of a brutal ending. And by the way, guys, spoilers. So if you're listening to this thinking you're getting a preview, you're not. It's spoilers. What we're all about. But I really liked two of the characters.
Wait. I think we should probably say what the movie is called. It's called The Last Days of American Crime.
Holy crap, we hadn't gotten that far yet.
No, no, no. It's a movie that came out within the last like 2 weeks or so on Netflix.
And it's for what it is. I mean, if we want to look at and eventually we'll get into the the cultural things and blah 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 blah, and your ramifications and what if this really happened because it's only set like 5 years in the future. Um, I really enjoyed two of the characters. I really enjoyed Graham Brick and I enjoyed Lonnie French, but I enjoyed them for two separate reasons. Like I felt connected to Graham Brick, who was he the prota no, he was the what was he? What would you call him?
Yeah, he was the protagonist.
He was the bad guy who became the good guy throughout the movie. And then Lonnie French, who was the bad guy, who was the bad guy throughout the movie. Um, I really liked Graham Brick, and the guy that portrayed him was Edgar Ramirez. I thought he did a great job. I connected with the character. I loved what he did. It all made sense. Lonnie French, I love for a different reason, mainly because he was just a damn lunatic. His lap dance that he gave Brick in that trailer, was one of the oddest things I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, it was crazy. Um, yeah, that guy was just nuts. I mean, I thought it was pretty obvious, like from the moment he was introduced, that he was the one that actually killed Brick's brother. But
Oh, you're talking about what's his name? Cash, Kevin Cash.
who are you talking about?
Lonnie French, he was the hitman for Kevin Cash's dad.
Oh, that guy. Okay, yeah. Okay, gotcha.
The guy that ended up stealing Shelby or whatever her name was.
Right, right. Okay.
Um, but he was the guy that he was the main hitman for whoever the Kevin Cash's dad was, and he was the guy that he was in and out throughout the movie, and he just got weirder and weirder as the movie went on. And he had a spot in about the middle of it where after he caught Brick, he did a lap dance, and
That's right. He did.
he
Okay.
was so creepy and so just hard to watch that he made himself stand out above everyone else. You were thinking of Kevin Cash. He was his real name is Michael Pitt, and he played the son of the main bad guy of the
Well, they're kind of like the mafia boss or of the. Was this like I was
yeah.
hard to tell like was this set like in Detroit?
I don't know where it was
Because it was right across the Canadian border.
but it was referred to as District F or something like that.
Okay.
And the guy I was thinking of, Kevin Cash, is the son of the Dumas family.
Yeah.
The Dumas family is who pretty much runs whatever district they're in. I mean, the movie itself is, how do we say under budget without saying under budget? Because it
Well, you already
just
said it twice.
it just lacked, there was something that was lacking. I don't know if it was a sideways story. I don't know if it was, a subplots. I'm not really sure. We kind of got behind Graham Brick from the beginning. We had this weird uh, narration, which ended up being Shelby, who was one of the main characters throughout the movie. But in the beginning, there was this weird narration by Shelby that just didn't like make a whole lot of sense. It was a weird thing because it was like, why are we narrating this guy's life? What does it matter? Um, and then, of course, there was, one thing that happened. His brother Rory died in prison, and Kevin Cash came out and told him, we're going to get revenge for your brother's death, and so on. And throughout the movie, there's this back and forth storyline of, uh, is he good? Is he bad? And then all of a sudden, the FBI comes in. Now all of a sudden, the FBI is the bad guys. But the thieves are still the bad guys, and it was just, there was no good guy to really root for. Even that Sawyer, the cop, who you thought was going to become a good guy, ended up just being a piece of shit in the end. And he was played by Charlito Copley, which I fucking love that guy.
Well, who is that? What else is he in?
District 9.
I never seen District 9
Oh my
before.
God, dude, seriously, you gotta watch that movie. It's one of my
Okay.
favorite movies of all time.
Um, my big, like, to me, like, the big logic hole with this movie
Everything?
all all these cops are going to be laid off within like a week of the movie starting, or is it like even a couple of days? And yet they're going to get in these firefights with with criminals when they're putting their lives on the line when they're not even going to have a job like tomorrow. I that to me just kind of like blew my mind.
Well,
It's like
there was
it's like
that, but then they also were going to get implants so they could continue to be cops, but they weren't going to have they weren't going to have weapons, but they could still use weapons. It was just a weird story.
and they were going to get like 75% of their pay.
Right.
So I mean, it was just like, so you're going to keep being cops, and you're going to put yourselves on the line, this last like 48 hours or whatever that you can actually be cops for what reason?
Right.
They're basically going to fire you, or they're going to cut their pay by 25% at least, and yet you're going to go out there and that to me I thought was a big logical. It's like, and not so much like the entire movie, but like the last like 15 minutes of it is like, why are these cops coming out there with guns blazing and stuff when they're not going to have a job tomorrow,
Well,
or even in like 10 minutes?
and
So,
even the final bit, they were supposed to turn in all their weapons at midnight. But
hmm
here we are 20 minutes past midnight when Shelby's walking out of the whatever structure she was, and all the cops are like, you kneel down, or we're gonna put you down. And they all had guns aimed on her and everything. And it was like, wait a minute, weren't you supposed to turn those in?
and why was she and how was she counting down when the truck was going to show up?
Right. There was a lot of like just logic things that, uh, eh,
And did you see the years on the urn, by the way?
yep, yeah,
Spoiler alert: Brick dies,
oh yeah.
and the urn says 1999 to 2025.
Nope, that was for Rory. That was for his brother Rory.
Oh, that wasn't for Brick himself.
No, that was for because
Oh, gotcha. Okay,
rem
that makes more sense
yeah,
because I was like, how is that guy only 26 years old?
yeah.
So
Well,
okay,
I mean, his brother died in prison. He got the ashes from the cremation, and we saw it in that spot at the end when he's laying in his bag, trying to get out the whatever pills he took to break the trance that he was in.
Right.
And that's when we originally saw it, and it said 99 to 2025.
Okay, I totally missed it being in that bag. So okay, that makes
Which,
more sense then.
but even still, I mean, he wasn't much older. He was still in his mid 20s because he wasn't much older than his brother, according to the original, story that was being told in the narration. So technically, this 40-year-old looking guy was probably about 28.
Yeah, 28, 29, 30, somewhere in there. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Um, and I don't know. There was and I don't know about you, but I felt like they kind of like crammed two movies together to make a movie because there was just so many things in here that just did not intersect with each other.
I think this would have worked better as a one-off, one-season series. I
Um.
felt I felt like it was rushed. I felt like, even if they had done kind of like a 24 type thing and did a 10 episode season
Mhm.
and done it the final 10 days before this all happened, I think it would have made more sense. I feel like it being
How dare you say 24 in the same breath as this movie?
Well, but I'm just saying, I think it would have worked better in a 10 episode season where they did the 10 days leading up to this heist. I think we needed a little more Brick background. I think we needed a little bit more of Shelby's background. And even to be honest, I think we need a little more of that Kevin Cash's background. I just think there felt like there was something missing,
So you're saying you want to see a Kevin Cash prequel?
kinda. As as weird as he was, kind of, yes.
Um. I feel bad about like recommending like people watch this movie because I really thought it was going to be like more of a caper type movie. I did not think it was going to be this dystopian action
Piece
romance
of crap.
drama. Yeah, all like rolled into one. I thought it was going to be more like a little bit futuristic version of like like a bank robber movie,
Well,
and it really was not that. So
I'm not gonna recommend this to anybody. Plain and
no,
simple. It's like if you feel like you want to watch this for whatever, go for it. But I cannot recommend this to anybody. I
no,
I
I'm not
just
gonna.
can't.
And I don't agree with you that it was sucked. I mean, I didn't think it was bad, but I don't think it was anywhere near what I was looking for.
I
And
think it was
and
terrible.
maybe if I'd got into it knowing what it was, I would have enjoyed it more. But like I said, I was looking for a caper movie, and this was not that.
I kind of went into it thinking it was gonna be the weird kind of whatever that we normally like. Um, so I was hoping for a little more sci-fi to it. It didn't deliver even on the slightest though. Like I said, Graham Brick was an interesting character. I like Shelby because she brought a different dimension, and I really, really liked Lonnie. I thought he was like that perfect um, douchebag that really didn't know what he was doing, but kind of did type of character. So I like them. I like the Kevin Cash little comedic whatever he was, but ultimately I felt like the story drug too much. There was not enough in it for me
I
to.
wish I'd been drug watching this movie.
Yeah, it would have made it a whole lot better, wouldn't it?
And I knew I had seen the Cash character before, but I couldn't figure out who the hell, not the character, but the actor before. And now, like looking through um his filmography, I'm seeing that he was Jimmy Darmody in Boardwalk Empire. So that's where I've seen him
Oh,
before.
okay, that makes because I was doing the same thing. I was like, who the hell is this guy? This guy looks so familiar.
Yeah, so that's and he looks completely different now, but I knew I had, but those eyes you can
Well,
recognize that you've
he
seen
was
them.
also in Hannibal, so that was another series I watched. He had 3 episodes in Hannibal,
Yeah, I didn't watch Hannibal. Well, I mean, I think I watched like the first couple episodes, but that was it.
and he was in Dawson Creek. I
Yeah,
didn't
20 years ago.
I didn't watch Dawson Creek. I have no clue what.
You didn't watch Dawson's Creek?
I've never watched Dawson's Creek.
Well, Jeff, and I don't understand why. You don't want to wait for your life to be over.
No, I'm okay.
Okay.
The one guy that really kind of, like I said, the one guy that really stuck out to me was the guy that played Brick. I really liked his acting. I really bought into his character. I liked a lot about him.
So what you're saying is that you're more of a pacey guy for Joey than a Dawson guy?
Kinda, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what that means.
I know you.
But I figured you saw that show, so I'm all right with it. You go for it. You tell me who I am.
No, yeah, I do think that the actor that played Brick has a bit of a charisma to him. And I wouldn't mind seeing him, and he did a solid job in this role. I wouldn't mind seeing him in another similar like action type role to see what he could do with it.
Well, he's a fairly new actor too. He actually is a young guy. Well, I guess not that young. He's only a couple years younger than us, but still, he's only really been acting for about 20 years.
Is that all?
That's all. Looking back through what he's done, there's nothing in here I've ever seen. Oh, he was in the Bourne Ultimatum in '07 as a
The
guy I
worst of
don't
the worst of
recognize.
the Bourne movies, right?
Right,
Or no,
but
Jason Bourne was the worst. No, Bourne Ultimatum was the worst of the Bourne
oh,
movies.
he was in Zero Dark 30 too. So, which
I
was
haven't seen that either.
it was a pretty decent movie. The rest of this, I don't recognize any of it. He's got a lot of post-production, a lot of stuff coming up. Jesus.
He's got a lot
He's
of
got
Mexican stuff or Spanish stuff. So
he's
he
got
played. Oh, you know what? If you guys are familiar with Atene y Afrodita, he
nope.
played boyfriend in that movie.
Yeah, no, I'm
So
not familiar.
he played boyfriend.
But he's got a TV show. He did what, 5 episodes of a TV series. He's got one, two, three, four, 5 movies that are coming up that have been announced or are in post-production, and then Black or White, Never Gray, another TV show that's been announced. He's got 5 episodes of that too. So we might see actually more of this guy. And I really
He was
liked him.
also
He
he
had
was
a
he was
natural
also
charisma.
he was also in Wrath of the Titans too.
Was he? I don't know what that is.
You don't know what Wrath of the Titans is?
No.
There was the Clash of the Titans and the sequel. Well, I mean, the Clash of the Titans that we grew up on was different, but there was a remake of Clash of the Titans, and then the
Right.
sequel to that was Wrath of the
And it was
Titans.
that dude from Avatar that did it, which I hated. Couldn't watch it.
Well, I haven't seen the remake. I'm just saying that Wrath was the sequel. I'm surprised you didn't know there was a sequel to it.
No,
So.
I tuned out after I saw whoever that dude was from Avatar that did it.
Oh my gosh, he played Versace in the assassination of Gianni Versace. I kind of want to see that now just to see him play Versace.
Okay, I'm in. Let's do it.
Seriously,
No, no, not at
it's
all.
got to be on Hulu, right?
We got to move on to something else because
Okay.
I can't. As much as I like this guy and I thought he did a great job, I need a break from anything he does for a little bit because it was bad.
So
This
why don't
movie
we
was
go?
so bad.
So then why don't we continue our and finish up Jessica Jones then?
Season 3?
Season 3.
How many episodes are there?
13 probably.
So you want to do the first 5 or do you want to do half?
Half.
So we'll do 7 now, 8 later, or 8
Unless,
now?
unless, unless you want to do like six, and then do the finale as a single show.
Knowing what Jessica Jones has been, that may not be a bad idea. Simply because with these shortened seasons, they always try to cram like 4 episodes into the final one.
Yeah. So should we do 6 to start with?
Sounds good?
Yeah. So let's say I don't think I can get 6 episodes done this week, but maybe so like say 2 weeks from now.
Sounds good.
Okay.
I'm in. 6 episodes of Jessica Jones and Randy Savage. Oh my God, this is going to be a long 2 weeks.
Yeah, but fun and eventful, right?
Right, right, right. So guys,
Um.
if you're
Yeah. Yeah.
listening to us
So
live,
I'm not going to say it'd be a crime to watch The Last Days of American Crime, but I
no, it
would
would be.
say that it's not a good idea to watch The Last Days of
It's
American Crime.
not. It's not. No. Save
So
your time. It was 2.5 hours. It felt like it was 7.5 hours, and that's not a joke. There were some decent performances, there were some kind of interesting storylines. Just the thought of what they were portraying with this signal and shutting down crime was an interesting kind of social dilemma that we could have gotten into, but I don't want to because I just don't want to. Um, but ultimately, the movie itself it's a pass. Sorry, guys, it's a pass.
And the other thing is that you and I really enjoy good banter and dialogue in movies, and this one really did not
No, it
have that.
didn't. I mean, there was some funny moments with Cash, which is, kind of that I can't think of the guy's name, but Buffy and Angel, the director. Anyway, um,
What's that?
I can't think of the guy's name.
Joss Whedon?
Yeah, Joss Whedon, where he has those moments where he gets into certain things. But outside of that, it just wasn't watchable. It really wasn't. Sorry, guys. But what I would do is I would check out our Patreon page if you get a chance. It's patreon.com/Kingdom of Honor. You can go there. We do all kinds of things on there, including this episode will be done as a podcast on there soon. Also, there is our YouTube page, which I hope you're listening to, and hit the like button, subscribe button, ring the notification bell. And if you could do us a favor and head over to Twitter, I'm at RegiCoop. He is at ZanmanLOP. And use the hashtag DAD and the hashtag KOH for everything you do.
Yeah, I actually wanted to look up before we go like the best line from the movie, and it's kind of one to remember to keep to live your life by. Sometimes you get to see the bullet with your name on it. Sometimes it's all just bullshit. And with that, we will leave you. And remember, take care of yourselves out there. And it's never goodbye. It's just till next time. Did I break you, Jeff? Okay. Good night, everyone.
Hey, I'm still here.
You are. What the hell happened?
I was on mute. And I couldn't get off. I'm trying to figure out these headphones, and I just couldn't get off it.
The
So
funny thing is, I was hearing background. I was hearing background noise, but I couldn't hear you say
I,
anything.
there's issues over here. I'm not gonna lie. So, all right.
Okay.
So anyway, he did the long days. You did the pleasant nights. All that.
I did.
Oh, so all that's left is me to say goodbye.
Yes.
What if I don't want to?
Then you wouldn't be you.
All right. Fine, guys. Goodbye.